Breaking: Traitor Muslim Dem was just caught with foreign spies trying to take out Trump. Send him to Gitmo, by Al Waisman for Freedom Daily. And I am talking about the same person. I cannot stand this person. The whole FISA memo corruption mess just got a whole lot more complicated. We are now getting confirmation that John Brennan was the American mastermind behind the political espionage aimed at defeating Donald Trump during the 2016 presidential campaign. And let's not forget Clapper in this. They're like two peas in a pod, both of them. We now know someone did collude with foreign powers to rig the 2016 presidential election, but it wasn't Trump on his team, excuse me. It was crooked Hillary Clinton. Yeah, surprise, surprise. And her comrades who decided it was okay to use a fictitious dossier in order to sway public opinion against Donald Trump for Clinton, who was a candidate no one wanted or liked. But here is where things get really messy. Apparently, while seeking to keep his cushy position as CIA director under President Hillary Clinton, the Muslim John Brennan used British and Estonian spies to try and cripple Trump's candidacy. He went as far as to use already proven fake intelligence as a pretext for a multi-agency investigation into Trump, which once he won, turned into an effort to overthrow a sitting American president who was duly elected. As we know now, the dossier led to the FBI to perjure itself in order to get the required FISA warrant in order to prove a computer server connected to Trump Tower, and gave Susan Rice and other crooked Hillary hacks to spy on Trump, his campaign, and his family. And McMaster's is involved in all of this too. Let's not forget when he gave Susan Rice, when she was going to go down, he gave her security clearance. You see? So via the American Spectator special report confirmed John Brennan colluded with foreign spies to defeat Trump. This is the open scandal that Congress should investigate. An article in The Guardian last week provides more confirmation that John Brennan was the American progenitor of political espionage aimed at defeating Donald Trump. One side did collude with foreign powers to tip the election. Hillary's seeking to retain his position as CIA director under Hillary, Brennan teamed up with British spies and Estonian spies to cripple Trump's candidacy. He used their phony intelligence as a pretext for a multi-agency investigation into Trump, which led the FBI to probe a computer server connected to Trump Tower and gave cover to Susan Rice, among other Hillary supporters, to spy on Trump and his people. John Brennan's CIA operated like a branch office of the Hillary campaign, leaking out mentions of this bogus investigation to the press in hopes of inflicting maximum political damage on Trump. An official in the intelligence community tells TAS that Brennan's retinue of political radicals didn't even bother to hide their activism, decorating offices with Hillary for President cups and other campaign paraphernalia. A supporter of the American Communist Party at the height of the Cold War, Brennan brought into the CIA a raft of subversives and gave them plum positions for which to gather and leak political espionage on Trump. He bastardized standards so that these left-wing activists could burrow in and take career positions under the patina of that phony professionalism. They could then present their politicized judgment as, quote, nonpartisan. The Guardian story is written in a style designed to flatter its sources. They are cast as high-minded whistleblowers, but the upshot of it is devastating for them nonetheless, and explains why all the criminal leaks against Trump first originated in the British press. According to the story, Brennan got his anti-Trump tips primarily from British spies, but also Estonian spies and others. The story confirms that the seed of the espionage into Trump was planted by Estonia. The BBC's Paul Wood reported last year that the intelligence agency of an unnamed Baltic state had tipped Brennan off in April of 2016 to a conversation purporting to show that the Kremlin was funneling cash into the Trump campaign. Any other CIA director would have disregarded such a flaky tip, recognizing that Estonia was eager to see Trump lose. Its officials had bought into Hillary's propaganda that Trump was going to pull out of NATO and leave Baltic countries exposed to Putin. But Brennan opportunistically seized on it, as he later that summer seized on the half-baked intelligence of British spy agencies, also full of officials who wanted to see Trump lose. The Guardian says that the British spy head, Robert Hannigan, passed material in summer of 2016 to the CIA chief, John Brennan, to ensure that these flaky tips leaked out. Brennan disseminated them on Capitol Hill. In August of September of 2016, he gave briefings to the Gang of Eight about them, which then turned up on the front page of the New York Times. All of this took place at the very moment Brennan was auditioning for Hillary. He desperately wanted to keep his job and despised Trump for his alleged Muslim ban, a matter near and dear to Brennan's heart. Not only was he an apologist for the Muslim Brotherhood, but Brennan's Islamophilia dated to his days in college, where he spent a year in Cairo learning Arabic and taking courses in Middle Eastern studies. He later got a graduate degree with an emphasis in Middle Eastern studies. In 1996, his ties to the Islamic world tightened after he became the CIA's station chief in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He once recalled that during a 25-year career in government, I was privileged to serve in positions across the Middle East as a political officer with the State Department and as a CIA station chief in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, I saw how Saudi partners fulfilled their duty as custodians of the two holy mosques of Mecca and Medina. I marveled in the majesty of the Hajj and devotion of those who fulfilled their duties as Muslims by making that pilgrimage. Out of this Islamophilia came a special dislike of Michael Flynn, who had planned to rip up the Obama-era reset with Muslim countries. Furious with Flynn for his apostasy from political correctness, Brennan and other Obama aides couldn't resist the temptation to take him out after rifling through transcripts of his calls with the Russian ambassador. They caught him in a lie to Mike Pence and made sure the press knew about it. Were the media not so completely in the tank for Obama and Hillary, all of this political mischief would make for a compelling 2016 version of All the President's Men. Instead, the public gets a steady stream of Orwellian propaganda about the sudden propriety of political espionage. The headline writers at Pravda couldn't improve on this week's official lie tweeted out by the Maggie Habermans. Susan Rice did nothing wrong, say both Dem and Republican House aides. You see? Liberals pompously wrote the saying, the bigger the lie, the more it will be believed, even as their media enshrine it. Historians will look back on 2016 and marvel at the audacity of its big lie, whispers of an imaginary Trump-Russia collusion that wafted up from the fever swamps of a real collusion between John Brennan and foreign powers seeking Trump's defeat. The FBI and the Democrat Party need to answer for their crimes. They took it upon themselves to spy via wiretaps and other methods on an American citizen. In America, this should never have happened, and we need to get to the bottom of this. The world has always looked to us for our systems of checks and balances, only to now find all that was mirage, especially during the dark Barack Hussein Obama years, where he weaponized the FBI and the IRS in order to go after his enemies. This whole mess makes Watergate look pretty like a petty theft, don't you think? Yes, but you see, the government has been infiltrated with these operatives. Do you see? You think Brennan wasn't paid by the Muslim Brotherhood for all of this? You see what I'm saying? And Brennan and Clapper and Mueller, all of this was taking place in order to take down America. That's what was going on. And, you know, I mean, it is frightening to say the least. I don't agree with everything that's said. Like, in other words, I believe that Brennan was in on all of this. It's not a surprise to Brennan with the leaked information and all this from the Estonians. No, they were looking for that in order to crucify Trump. That's what they were doing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.